Hey guys, so in today's video I'm going to be talking about a book called The House on Cold Hill, and it's by Peter James. And yeah, I read this in October. It was pretty much the only book I read in October. I did really bad for my kind of reading in that month. I read hardly anything at all, but I did finish this book and wanted to give you my thoughts. I had very mixed feelings about this book. I have things I liked, things I didn't like. Overall, I thought it was okay. I've never read anything from Peter James before, so I didn't really have any expectations about what this book was going to be like. But I knew it was a story about a haunted house and thought I would give it a go. Normally when I read haunted house stories, I like them to be very gothic, very atmospheric, and very spooky. This book isn't really any of those things because it wasn't really what I expected it to be. This is still a haunted house story, but it's very much a modern haunting story, if that makes sense. It has very modern elements to this book. So basically this story follows a family who are moving from Brighton to Sussex, which I actually really enjoyed because I know the area of Brighton very well. I love going down there, and I know Sussex a little bit, so I love reading books about, areas that I know. I don't know, I just find it easier to connect to. So yeah, that was good. But this family, they moved from Brighton to Sussex, and they're kind of townies, they're used to living in a town, a very busy area, and they moved to this very quiet countryside, into this massive Georgian mansion, which is a house they've bought and they've put all their money into it, all their savings, and it's kind of ended up being a bit of a disaster. The house is a massive fixer-upper. It's just kind of falling apart and needs tons and tons of work, a lot of time and a lot of effort to get it up to scratch. And it follows this journey of the family living in this house, trying to sort it out, trying to balance getting this house sorted and trying to carry on with their lives after moving house. Like I said, they have a little girl and she's a little bit unsettled moving into this new place. She's got to go to a new school and find new friends, and you kind of hear a little bit about that. The wife and the mother in this story, she has to travel to get to work, so she's very busy. She has this high-powered job. So you're left to follow the father in this story, Ollie. He works from home. He has this internet company. So he's kind of left to kind of sort out the house. So obviously he has the most experiences because he's in the house the most. And I do really like Ollie as a character. I think he's very believable. He comes across as this, hard-working man, and he's trying to set up this new business he has, as well as balancing family life and trying to get this house sorted. He has a lot on his plate. He's trying to keep his, child and wife as happy as possible. So there's a lot going on, and this story is quite slow. It's a slow burner. There are some creepy things that happen in this story. A lot of the experiences, as I said, happen to the father because you follow him the most, but things also happen to the wife and the daughter, but you find out about them a little bit later in the story because, all these family members, they're having different experiences, but they don't want to freak each other out, so they kind of don't talk about it until a little bit later on when, one of them admits, the father admits, I saw this and this happened to me, and then they all kind of start talking about their experiences. So it's a slow book, but that's not a bad thing because, like I said, you like the family and you like the life, so it kind of goes along at a nice kind of pace. Now, my pet peeves about this book are something that happened in this book. For example, the ghosts in this book, at one point they start using technology to communicate with the family, and this is why I say it's a modern haunted house story, because I don't know, I like old haunted house stories when lots of creepy things happen and it's very atmospheric, whereas in this one they're kind of getting ghostly text messages and ghostly emails, and I don't know, it just wasn't very believable for me. It's like, okay, these people who died in this house so many years ago, would they even have computers back then? Or how would they know how to send emails and this kind of thing? So that kind of put me off a little bit. And the second thing that kind of annoyed me about this book was the ending. For a book that's quite a slow burner and takes quite a while to build up to things, the ending is really rushed. like, it's kind of, I feel like it was over in a couple of chapters, and I actually had to go back and reread a little bit of it, and was like, you know, I feel like I missed something, so I had to kind of go back and was like, oh, okay, was that really, you know, what's happened? Like, it took a little while to kind of sink in, if you will, which kind of annoyed me because I like stories that, I don't like rushed endings. I feel like you either have stories where they're going to leave it hanging and they're not going to really give you much of an ending, you just kind of have to figure it out for yourself, which I don't really mind, or stories that are going to explain endings fully, you know, you kind of get a sense of closure almost, whereas this, I feel like I didn't really know which direction to go in and it was kind of rushed. I did see the ending coming quite far in advance. I feel like it doesn't really try to hide it, it was quite obvious what was going to happen. So yeah, mixed feelings. Overall, I would say this was okay. I would read other books by Peter James just to see what else he has to offer. Like I said, I enjoyed the writing style and I enjoyed the characters, so that was pretty cool. And that's pretty much all I have to say. I would recommend this book if you're looking for a modern ghost story, but if you're into the traditional gothic horror stories, haunted house kind of things, then maybe give this a miss, because you might have the same pet peeves that I did. But that's pretty much all I have to say. If you have any comments, then please leave them down below, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and until next time, bye guys.